Hey, what's her name, by the way?
Dandelion.
No.
Well, it's the name I'm giving you.
Hello, how are we doing?
Good,
Hi.
how are you?
I am doing excellently. I quite enjoyed Dandelion. Uh, Kiki, I read Nicole's director statement, and I was struck when she said, like, dandelions are often mistaken as weeds because they grow and thrive under the harshest of climates, which I think describes Teresa to a T. But it makes me wonder, why did she name herself Dandelion? What does she think of herself as in terms of that?
Yeah, I think that for me, I connected that to how just being young and just picking so many dandelions and like giving them to my mom, just that innocence of like, you don't know it's a weed. You just think that it's pretty. It's pretty and it's yellow and it's bright and it's lovely. Or even like when it's white and you get to blow on the seeds and just watch, just that whole journey that they go on. And so that's kind of what I connected to of like finding the beauty, like who sees it as a weed and who sees it as something as lovely enough to give to your mom. So that's like what that name meant to me.
I love that. Uh, Thomas, I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop with Casey because he seems so perfect when we first meet him. And of course, we do down the line see his more human side, if you will. But what would you say about him outside of his relationship with Dandelion, outside of what we see for most of the movie?
What would I say about him?
Yeah, how would you describe him and his life up to that point?
Quite a sad case. I feel really bad. Feel really bad for him. I mean, he was obviously did a terrible thing, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing more sad than seeing someone's soul just kind of die, And I think he kind of just gave up, seeing someone give up because they're scared. That's a really heartbreaking thing, and I think that sticks with him, and it follows him everywhere, and it haunts him, and keeps him up at night. And yeah, and you have Dandelion, this ray of light into his life that kind of re-energizes that old energy that he felt. But summer had to end.
Very bittersweet.
Summer had to end, and he had to go back to his child.
Nicole seems to have a very clear vision for the story, but she's also kind of a new name in the industry, or an untested name, if you will. For each of you, what was the most exciting or surprising aspect of her directorial style?
I guess just like the space that she gave us to just live in the world and live in the scene. She was very clear about what she wanted, but didn't over direct in terms of how we got there. And that was really, really lovely to just be able to be present with Thomas and just see kind of where things went and what we both were naturally bringing, and then just having her there to do some tweaks, but very supportive of what we were already naturally doing.
That freedom.
I love some of these like gorgeous, breathtaking shots of just like capital N nature in the movie. How in the nature were you? Were you there? Were you actually doing the camping? What was your favorite memories on set in that regard?
I don't know, we were there avoiding rattlesnakes. Like the number of times I would walk past a sign that says warning rattlesnakes, and I'm just like, God, I just want to live. Like, I want to make this movie and I want to not, get bitten by a snake. So that was kind of funny, just to be in it in that way. But that's one of my favorite things about it. And also exploring South Dakota. Like, what?
Yeah. You'd never go if it wasn't,
Right.
Thomas, do you have
Yeah, I love being on set with the band. I love being on set with Brother, I'll say. Because they're kind of like that lived experience. And just being around that creative energy and that spontaneity. And it's very egoless. It was really beautiful. It was really, really intoxicating. I love being around that. And they're all just wonderful men, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great group of people.
I love that. Speaking of the band, Thomas, I've seen you sing or be a musician in many different works now, and you always approach it obviously like very differently. Like I'm thinking of like the Girls Five Eva, you know, singing the sweater song versus how you're singing your songs with Dandelion here. How do you approach, generally speaking, singing as a character as opposed to yourself?
I mean, probably not a very accurate thing to say, but I think you can't separate yourself completely from a character. It's important to find or to personalize everything in a character that you're doing. I mean, Girls Five Eva, that was just fun. That was ridiculous. An amazing experience, but very different to this. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Casey singing, but I need to feel what he's singing. I need to like connect. I need to know. It needs to be real. It needs to feel real. And so I personalize it all. So yeah, Casey's singing, but Thomas is singing as well, you know. So I guess it's that.
I accept it. KiKi, I saw Bruce and Aaron Dessner all over these credits as a national stan and a Swiftie. I must know what that collaboration process was like for you on the music side.
Have you ever met them, KiKi? I don't even know what they look like.
I never got to meet them in person. So I'm hoping that at some point, like during this press, like hoping, I don't know, awards and all that stuff take off, that we'll actually meet in person. Because we really only got to Zoom. But thankfully, the Dessners and Nicole, they were super receptive to me contributing to the music and really just pouring more of myself and my lived experience into this music, because I mean, it's supposed to feel and sound like it came, you know, from Dandelion's soul and her experience. And now that Dandelion was being portrayed by a 30-year-old Black woman, you know, what comes out of this instrument is going to be a bit different than what comes out of the instruments that are the Dessners. And so I think just having them be very receptive to that and like us going on that journey to find music that felt more authentic to this instrument, and also have to, you know, say thank you to our guitar teacher, Noah Harmon, who was there with me, you know, day to day, helping me to craft these songs and pour more of myself into it. So it was just a massive collaboration.
Wonderful. I also have to ask, because I've been waiting, I feel, ever so patiently for Old Guard 2.
I know.
Do you have any tidbits to tide us over while we await?
I don't. I'm like, we shot it, so I don't know. I truly don't know what's happening. I've just been telling people, I'm like, it's above my pay grade, but y'all, I'm like, I'm waiting for it, you know, anxiously, just like, you know, everyone else. So I'm hoping that very, very soon we'll have more information and that we'll have a release date and like all of those things very soon, because I'm super proud of the work that I did in that one.
I cannot wait to see it. And then, of course, Thomas, you are rudely not in Descendants 4 or Rise of Red, whatever we want to call it. But we do see your father, a young version of your father. Would you ever return to Descendants should the franchise continue?
No. That ship sailed for sure. It was an amazing time in my life, but I didn't even know they were doing a fourth one.
It does exist, and it is coming out very soon.
Wow. Yeah, no, it was an amazing time in my life for sure, but no, I don't think. I think I'd do it again. Well, you never know, you know. Who knows?
You know, hey, they might offer you something you can't say no to.
Right. Refuse.
An offer you can't refuse. Thank you both so much. The movie is so much fun. You guys are amazing. I hope to hear you singing in literally everything that you do from now on.
Cheers, pal.
Have a great day.
It's called playing music, so it should feel like play.